Welcome back to another week, another episode of the Food Joint Podcast with Mills and P. I'm your man P.
It's your boy Mills.
So as you can see, some things have changed. Setup change. Y'all can actually put the face to the name now and say these two handsome young fellas, they know they got something going on.
And you should know that.
So I'm excited for this week's episode. What about you?
Man, listen, you know how I go when I go radio silent, I got some shit cooking.
Yeah.
This is one of them times.
Yeah, because we had so much already done that we were able to take like a little break and
mini vacay from the pod.
Y'all may not believe it, but like we don't talk every day. Like we went almost like 2 weeks between work and just taking a break. Then it was like, all right, it's time to get back to work. And I was like, I was waiting on you.
Yeah, and at first it was all right, it's time to get back to work. I was like, all right, and you ain't hear nothing. Then I said, bro, we got the studio.
Yeah, right.
He was like, listen, you never FaceTime me in the 10, almost 20 year plus like friendship. You never FaceTime me. You FaceTime me. I'm like, I'm not answering this, man. I know what this is about. Then I called you back.
Did you know what it was about?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Because, you send me a random text and it's like, hey, yo, look, make sure you bring your A+++ game and you're comfortable. And I'm like, that's super vague. Like, what does that mean?
But you knew what it meant, though.
I had an idea. And then when I called you, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
What you eat this week?
So, classic nibbler by nature.
Yeah, of course. Nature of the business.
I just had some. Actually, you know what? We had an event the other day, and I said I'm just going to eat while I'm at work, and I had some honey glazed salmon.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, with little veggies and a dinner roll, but on some fat boy shit. I made a sandwich.
How'd I know?
I cut that dinner roll open, put that salmon in there.
I know you did.
Man, let me tell you.
Listen, I feel you. Sometimes it's the simple things, man.
But listen, I'm in the corner, like fucking this joint up. And one of my coworkers is like, "Dang, Pat, you gonna breathe?" And you talking about you being in the gym. I can't tell.
Damn, that's a little personal.
Yeah, she a hater.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she a hater.
So remember a couple episodes back when you and your mom asked the question?
Yeah.
So, and then a couple episodes back, we talked about like our 3 favorite places.
Yeah.
Went to Tiffin, dog.
You went to Tiffin?
I went to Tiffin. Got me a little lamb sog, some veggie samosas.
I'm convinced that meal in particular is like one of your favorite meals, yo.
It is not even close, bro. It's top 10 for sure. Because
since we've started the pod, this is like the 3rd or 4th time that meal in particular has come up.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I got I keep saying, I got the taste buds of a 6-year-old. I randomly was just like, let me get that. And then from that point on, it was like, it's my go-to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then I got some little fish cakes.
Okay.
It was a full-blown joint, bro.
What kind of fish?
I don't know what kind of fish it was.
Really?
I couldn't even tell you. It had a little coddish, little haddock-ish taste to it, but
how are they shaped?
Like, you ever seen conch fritters?
Yeah.
Shaped just like that, but flat.
Okay.
So it was delicious, man. So let's get into some motivational.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
All right. So this week,
motivate the people.
My motivational mic drop is some of the best revenge is to become the person that nobody thought you would be able to become.
That's a fact.
The best revenge is to become the person that nobody thought you would be able to become. And that can hit hard for everyone because everybody is at everybody's on their own journey.
Right.
But everybody is someplace in the mix.
Yeah.
And, you can be closer to attaining your goal. You can just be starting. You could have fallen off and you got to start over. Whatever your situation is, there's people that will always try to find a way to remind you that no matter how hard you try, you'll never elevate or this is who you are. But that doesn't have to be true.
We're humans. We're ever evolving.
Exactly. So once you become the person that nobody thought you would become, you don't got to do nothing else.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Yeah, like you won.
Hey, take this plate of I made it.
Exactly. So that would be my motivational mic drop to the people for this week.
I fucks with that. So my motivational mic drop for this week is in a relationship you spend half the time breaking up.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there thinking about like how can I motivate the people? But it's just like, nah, you just give some advice and you let them take what they want from it.
Right.
So when I say like in a relationship you spend half the time breaking up, it's like we'll just take the culinary industry.
Okay.
And how I'm sick of it. I spent so long loving it, and in the moment I was like, I don't really like it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the breakup started.
Okay. So play on words.
Play on words. So it's just like, sometimes it's okay to pivot and move into something else. It doesn't matter what your relationship is. Could be like your relationship with stop eating meat and become a vegetarian. Like, how much time did you put into thinking about it before you did it?
Not long.
It was quick. Damn, just shit on my
My fault. Yeah, it wasn't long.
All right, but yeah.
Honestly, it was one of those things where I didn't even plan on doing it.
Okay.
A friend of mine was going vegan, and he was like, yo, you should do this with me. And I'm like, ugh.
That's a lot. It's tough.
I said, I'll go pescatarian, but I don't know if I can do the whole vegan thing.
Yeah.
And, bruh, we had a conversation, and the very next day, I stopped.
Cold turkey?
Yeah.
You're a strong dude, yeah.
Mind you, I'm at work frying wings. And I'm like, one more for the road? And I'm like, no. Because if I eat this wing, I'm going to eat another one and another one and another one. And I'm never going to stop.
I got you.
Cold turkey. Most difficult thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I'd imagine. You went how long eating a certain way and then to just stop?
Bruh, listen. I'm like I'm 3 years in now. 3 years in. If anybody is like, well, I can't tell. Listen, I be snacking. I do. I still get my snack on, but
when I was vegan, I gained 10 pounds. But it's a different kind of weight you putting on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you're not walking around all sluggish and like feeling heavy.
No, listen, me and this spare tire, we be moving. We move out.
I feel you.
Yeah, we definitely move out.
I got you. So, topic for the week is, remember I sent you that article about Noma.
Yeah.
Noma is closing people. And in the article, it was discussing their issue was labor.
Mm-hmm.
And how they couldn't maintain the maximum
What
output.
was the exact word? It was unsustainable?
Unsustainable. So, I just want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay. Well, my thoughts as a whole, reading the article and then reading all of testimonies per se from, the former staff that worked there.
Yeah.
If I didn't know better or know how this place was like historically great, I would think it's a terrible place to work.
Oh, vegetarian, by the way. Like a vegan, I believe vegan, if I'm not mistaken. Vegan or vegetarian. What? They don't do any meat in Noma.
Really?
Really, yeah.
Oh shoot. Still
yeah.
I thought reading the article, how do they work there?
Yeah.
Cause it's a level of I just have to be around it. I gotta learn as much as I can to who do they think I am? Like I didn't sign up for this. But they know I want to be here and I want to learn. So then they get exploited.
Yeah.
On one hand, it says you'll be here from 1 to 9, but then you there from 1 to 1. And you're doing everything under the sun, but then your pay, if you're getting paid, isn't reflecting all of the hours and all of the work you put in. And we are past the point of paid and unpaid internships.
Yeah. Did you remember how much when they finally started paying the interns? How much?
Yeah.
$50,000.
Yeah.
They went up in labor. An extra $50,000 on top of what they're paying. And I'm sure they weren't paying their salary managers and their chef. I'm sure they weren't paying them properly.
No, absolutely not.
If they were being paid properly, that $50,000 would have been an easy $300,000.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it was like me reading it because we talked about it. We watched The Bear. I saw the article come up, and I'm like, nah, let me see what's really going on. So when they said unsustainable, it meant we can no longer do unpaid internships. We have to pay people properly, and we have to work them properly. And so much of I'm assuming so much of their labor force was just kids that just want to make it. You know, I just got out of culinary school. I get to work at Noma.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a huge flex to have on your resume.
What? Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know how many doors is going to open because of that?
Perfect example. My first year, I got one of them places on my resume, and I worked for free.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing what I imagine what they was doing.
A part of the article said that they were in the alley plucking feathers off of ducks in the rain.
Hazing, which is a whole nother conversation in the kitchen itself.
Like, bruh, I'm not signing up for that.
But you don't really know what to expect, though.
In a sense where not signing up for it, like they're going to tell me I'm going to do that. But signing up for that in the sense of when I'm there, it's like, hey, look, I need you to go outside and do this.
But you won't, and I wouldn't.
And I'm like, bro,
how many people would, though? That's how they was getting over. How many people was going to do it?
Don't worry about it, chef. I got it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Hey, send him home.
Mind you, chef in the back of his head is probably like, dickhead.
Like this idiot.
Yeah, right? Like,
it's like kitchen hazing and culinary hazing. I've seen it light where it's like, yo, go. I need 2 buckets of steam. Go, like right now.
2 buckets of steam.
And people do it. And I've seen it real bad where it's like, I need you to shuck 2,000 oysters.
That probably would have been my last day.
I'm for sure. That person came back. I was like, you don't got to do that. And I'm Sue at the time. And like, that's kind of like, you can't undermine your chef, but I'm like, you don't got to do that. Do 100. But chef is going to do 100. So yeah, it was just like reading that article and just hearing the testimonies of people who used to work there, who are like in the process of leaving, and they're just like seeing what's outside of it. They like, man, no, that's not what life should have been. The dude was like, yo, I'm married with 2 kids. I think he was making like $12 an hour in New York City.
That's peanuts.
That's less than peanuts. Like
that's like the bag of nuts you get on the plane for a snack.
the little joke.
Yeah.
Bruh, it was insane reading that, yo.
And I heard they're going to be doing pop-ups.
Which is a better market for them.
Yeah, they're going to be doing pop-ups. I guess if you follow their social media, they'll let you know like where they're going to be, because they're going to go all across the country.
Yeah, but
actually, I want to say they're going to be going global, like around the world, because last I checked, the gentleman and his wife are in Japan.
Oh, well, see,
right now.
So I mean, that's a better, because it's a big brand, but it's such a niche thing that they do, that they will make way more money. 2 or 3 chefs, y'all do like I can't remember the name of it, but you serve like 3 or 4 things. People charge people $1,000. You can call it a day. You clean up that way. You don't even really got to worry about like, you got to pay the rent for the building, got to pay the premium for the gas, premium for electricity, premium for air, like equipment, repair, things break. So they save way more money that way. Now it doesn't erase the fucked up shit they was doing.
No, absolutely not.
That karma, and I think this is their karma too. Like, we taking this business from you because you don't deserve it. You know, if you believe in the higher power in the universe.
Right.
But that's their karma too. You can't treat people like shit and make millions on their blood, sweat, and tears. So yeah.
I'm inclined to agree, because that thing, man, what they did, it's almost like somebody committing war crimes.
Yes.
But then they spend the rest of their life doing philanthropy work.
Yeah, it's like the damage is done already. Yeah, you stole all the diamonds. Like, it's too late.
No amount of good deeds after the fact can erase everything that happened before that.
Mm-hmm. And there was some shit that happened in there.
There's a lot of people that'll turn a blind eye.
There was a lot of blind eye turning in there, boy. I can only imagine. Like, even with me, like the some of the higher upper echelon places I work, my blackness wouldn't let me turn a blind eye to some of it.
But that's what I mean. Like,
it's like, that ain't
like that. Your pride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, bro, like, thank you for the opportunity, but who do you think I am?
Yo, listen, it's gonna be my tails, but
okay,
you made me think of something about just your pride, and just like, nah, I'm not going for it.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah, bro. So,
yeah, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. So what you got, man? I heard you got something new.
Yeah, so I figure the show was already jam-packed as it is.
Yeah, we do a lot
in an hour. I said, you know what? To kind of minimize the banter. Let's just put something in there so we have a filler.
For sure.
So I was thinking, you know what, a Q&A, just me and you. And I'll tell our viewers slash listeners what they can do afterwards. So each episode, we'll ask each other a question and, you know, we'll answer it to the best of our ability.
For sure.
So for the first Q&A, my question for you is, if you could go back in time to the beginning of your career, what advice would you give younger Mills to maybe put you on a different trajectory as far as how your career has gone? Or would you not say anything and just let you figure it out?
Go finish college.
Go finish college?
Go finish college. Because there's already a glass ceiling, because you're black.
Right.
There's that glass ceiling of, you don't got a degree.
Right.
It's even crazier.
Okay.
So I would just, at least, even if I went back and just got a regular,
like an associate's?
Regular associates or general studies, bachelor's in general studies, like just something regular, just go finish school. Like,
just to have that piece of paper.
Just to have that receipt.
Right.
To say, like, yo, like, yeah, I went here. Because not for nothing, you know, I got far in this business, but at this point, I'm noticing they're like, you didn't graduate? That conversation and that tone, then it's like, you know, it's like,
so what?
Maybe we'll look somewhere else.
So do they look at you like almost like a what's it called when you like a quota hire? Like, oh, they had to reach their quota. They hired the black guy.
What is it called? It's a proper term.
It is a proper term. I cannot think of it though. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. They look at you every other way than maybe he's just exceptional.
Got you.
Maybe I'm just that good.
You know which one I hate the most though?
What?
Who does he know? He has to know somebody to be in the position that you're in.
Well, I'll give you a story. So let's go back to the last hotel I worked at. So one of the salespeople was like doing that, like, who does he know? Like, who does he know? Why did GM hire him? So I'm probably there for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Have a tasting. I go out, talk to the people, and they were like, do you know Gus? I was like, yeah, that's my guy. Now, Gus, shout out to Gus. He's one of my old servers. It's like, he told us to come here and said that, like, to ask for you. So the salesperson was like, who the fuck are you? Like, she gave me the look like, who are you? And I was like, no, like, you know, me and Gus used to work together.
Okay.
It happened again the next week. Another couple.
With the same salesperson?
Same salesperson, but different people.
Okay.
And they didn't even know each other. Now they asked me about somebody else.
Okay.
You know, you used to work with such and such? Yeah. How you doing? Oh my God, like, I know there's a reason why we came here. Happened the following week. It happened 4 weeks in a row. And
so
she was getting madder and madder and madder. It was hilarious.
She was turning red?
Yeah, because she's just like,
who is this guy?
Who are you? She like trying to, you know, like, when I'm at work, I'm literally there to work and go home.
Right.
I'm not there to converse about my personal private life.
Right.
So she would just be like, you know, so where'd you work at before here? Oh, I used to work, you know, at this place. How'd you get in there? I applied. Well, you know, what does your family do? They work. Just trying to figure out, like, there's no way. And I just turned 30. And she couldn't fathom, like.
So she was trying to treat you like the token. Almost in a sense.
Almost, yeah.
Where it's like, he has to be connected because there's no way he can just come in here and get this job on his own.
Right. And then it's just like, there's still a little bit of the naive now. Later, I kind of understood.
Right.
What I understood, it was the black thing and who do you know? But it was also like, she was like, probably like 15, 20 years older than me. The whole management team, like senior level management within everybody was 30 and under.
So she was the only old one per se.
She wasn't the only one, but she was the only one that was like, why do these kids get to like, their kids, like they can't do this. I should be where they're at. And it's like, nah, My food and beverage director was 26.
Damn.
Food and beverage director was 26. Food and beverage manager, banquet manager, he was 23. Director, sales director, I think she was like 29. And everybody looked different.
Meanwhile, this chick was like 45. Mad at the world because She's stuck in her position because she probably didn't apply herself the way she should have.
She didn't take advantage of her whiteness.
No.
At all. It was like, if I'm a token, so what? I'm going to take advantage of it.
Right.
It just helps that we go back to when I say never say die, I'm going to always outwork everybody.
Right. And you're supposed to.
Yeah. So, my Q&A question to you is, now that you're on the other side, you're on the culinary side of it, what's one thing you learned? Well, let me rephrase that. What's one thing you took from being a manager that you brought over to the culinary side? Because you were in management first, and then you came to being culinary.
Right. One thing I brought over to the other side with me would probably be know your staff's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is not in a sense of how they do their job, but how to manage them as people.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because some people, you can be as live and direct with them as you want to be, because that's what they crave.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need to excel. They need you to be on their ass.
For sure.
Some people you got to coddle because some people are overly emotional. I'll never use the W word, weak. I don't like using.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I don't like using the word weak when it comes to talking about staff and your coworkers and everything else, even though it may be true.
Right.
I still want to treat them with a level of respect that I would want them to treat me with. But just knowing how to manage a team, and knowing that I don't have to say anything to them because I know that they're going to do what needs to be done.
Right.
Let them go. Over here, might have to remind them once or twice. This person, I gotta be on his hip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot people, future chefs, cooks, whoever, if you're in this business and you are placed in a leadership position, you cannot manage everybody the same.
Hey, listen, it took me a long time to learn that.
I learned that like that just based off of where we were. And how Floss ran things.
Yeah.
And how she did this. Like, it was like clockwork.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I wish I was old enough to understand what she was doing. And I look back, I'd be like, damn, she really was like playing the system and it was working and she was getting the most out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though, and you may or may not agree. Floss's system that she had in place was so genius. But I don't think her system would have been as successful as it was if she didn't have Wanda and Jean.
Yeah.
Like they were the catalyst to what she was trying to implement. And them three, it was like the three-headed monster. Them three together was like, okay. Like,
that was my favorite management team.
Like the Migos.
Yeah, you have. I don't know
who was who.
Yeah, it depends on what day it was.
Yeah,
because
Jean is not like people like don't take this, like don't run with it. Jean, I would have to, if I had to say who was who, Jean was Takeoff, Floss was Quavo, and Wanda was Offset.
I can see it.
You can see it?
I can see it. Because you know what? Wanda would break off and do her own thing, but still bring the crew back together.
Exactly.
And like, yeah.
Jean was
quiet, but when it was time to talk,
yeah.
I remember Gene cussed me out, but he was playing, but I didn't, because I ain't know him too well. I only worked with him like a handful of times when I was in high school. I'm like, what's up with Ball? Like, yo, what you talking? And he was like, yo, no, you don't, just play it. And I was like, I don't know. Like,
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
But I guess I know now. Like, that's just who you are.
But once I left and came back, like, full time, like, I got to know him. Like, he was just like, man, I'm just tired, man. Just do your job. I'm tired.
Because Gene would go and make the biggest hungry man meal, come back in the office, sit at his desk, demolish that John, and then fall asleep in his chair. Yeah.
One time I called him, and you remember downstairs we had that glass,
the big glass window.
I slapped the shit out of the glass. He was like, "Stop sleeping on the job. I can't. You can't do it."
Right. But that's what I would do.
I got you.
I would definitely go that route. Just Just know your personnel.
For sure.
So,
Ask a chef time.
ask a chef.
You got one?
I do not.
I got you.
I know you always have one.
All right, you know.
So, you know.
We gotta get this person a name though.
They ain't leave a name?
They ain't leave a name.
Based on the question, did it sound like it was coming from a woman or a man?
It could be either way.
All right, we're going to call this person Jerome.
All right. So Jerome asked, how do you stay calm when you're in the weeds?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I got you.
All
so me personally, laughter.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's so high tense and high energy. And it's just like the stress level is so high. I found that like, and I learned this in restaurants.
Okay.
Break the tension. Like something simple like, yo, you made that same salad yesterday, yo. And it's like, what? And it's like, okay, cool. Like you listening and you're like, I'm trying to get you to stop being so stressed.
Right.
Think about something else. Like, or my man, I'm gonna get my man real. He gotta tell this whole story. But it was like, I was weeded real bad. This is how I know I'm in the weeds. I start sweating, and I don't sweat in the kitchen. I was in the weeds, so if I was like, I'm in the weeds, I know everybody else in the weeds. In the middle of the rush, I tell my salad person, I need chopped flour right fucking now. So everybody just stopped. You heard like a spatula hit a spatula hit the ground. That's all you heard. And he was like, what? I said, give me the fucking chopped flour. He ran. And I look over at pantry, and it's a cloud of dust in the air. And everybody is cracking up. But then the food start flying. And it's just like, all right, everybody relax now. It's cool.
Right.
We had our little bit of fun. Now it's time to get back to work. But everybody's working happy and getting it done because of, there's no tension. I'm relaxed. I'm chilling.
And it's crazy because I'm sitting here like, what the hell does he mean by chopped flour?
Exactly. Get a bucket of steam.
Like, what? And he ran and tried to get it?
Yeah, because you don't. Well, you know, when chef is talking sometimes, like that, I don't get like a thrill from it, but it's kind of like, yo, like, I'm really a chef.
Right.
You know me, I'm just reserved. I don't yell, I don't do none of that. So when I turn up, everybody starts like listening. So it's like, give me the fucking chopped flour.
I got you.
So it's like, oh shit, you really need it.
That's hilarious, yo.
But my man Rel could tell the story way better because he watched the whole thing play out. So shout out to Rel. But yeah, just I find laughter saves all, and water. Keep yourself hydrated, stay cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When I'm in the weeds, actually, for me, it's going to sound generic, but I just do two things. I take a step back, close my eyes, take a deep breath, count back from 5. Because now I feel like I'm recentered.
Okay.
And
you can do that. That's a life thing too. That's dope.
Yeah. I usually always work with one AirPod in my ear. And it's always the left ear. So I got one ear and I can listen with the other one.
You would hate me as your chef. Take that shit out.
Oh, no.
Take that out, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't be working there long. So I always have my one AirPod in my ear, and you're going to crack up. I know you are. And I think all the viewers is going to be like, P. Waller.
What you be listening to?
Reggaeton.
You know what's crazy? I'm a one-up you. So when I was working in restaurants, I used to love working Saturday. Come in at 12, and you got 4 hours to prep.
Okay.
Mexican opera music.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. So like, I feel you. Like, so it's just something.
I don't know what they be saying. Like, I don't know what's going on. But that beat and like the way they bring it all together, I said to myself, I gotta learn Spanish because I have to figure out what they saying.
So like with me in Spanish, it's kind of weird because if you spoke to me in Spanish, it's going to be like a gap because I'm translating in English and then I'm retranslating it back in Spanish.
I got you.
So like I'm hearing the music, I'm always going to be like a bar or two back.
I got you.
But yeah, for me, like just before service start, I used to tell my man Power, play my theme music. Guantanamera. Guaira Guantanamera.
Yeah.
I get ready. Guantanamera. Guaira Guantanamera. And then it's like time to go. Time to go.
Yeah.
Soy un hombre sincero.
Okay. We're not in the restaurant, bro.
It's cool, bro. It's just good times, good memories, man. Good memories.
So, reggaeton.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Little gasolina.
Yeah, that's on the playlist. That's on the playlist. Gasolina, Rompe, Yo Voy.
Some of these songs, I don't know. I don't listen. I don't really listen to the reggaeton, but I know some of them.
It's crazy because now like I'm putting faces to names.
Oh yeah.
And you know, you got your Bad Bunny, got your Ozuna, got your Casper, Nicky Jam, all them.
Oh yeah, I fucks with Nicky Jam.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
All right, so now I'm in the crates.
Yeah, going back.
Yeah, I mean I'm in the crates now, so you know it's cool.
Yeah, but you know those two dope answers for that.
Oh yeah.
Like I hope it helps out. It's like I can speak for both of us when I say, do not panic when you are in the weeds. Do not panic. The tickets are going to come. You cannot stop it. It's coming. Just make that a part of your life for that moment in time. That's a part of your life. The tickets are coming, so don't panic.
Also, to piggyback off of don't panic, when they're coming, just realize that it's going to get done.
Yeah.
It's going to get done.
Might be early, might be late. It's going to get done.
These people are going to eat. So don't kill yourself thinking that I got to get 6 orders out in the next 3 minutes. Right. Because then haste makes waste. So now you're making more work for yourself because you're trying to do too much at once. And if you got a good team and you working with solid people as a cohesive unit, y'all aren't going to let each other fail.
For sure.
So you might be behind it, but the other people that you're working with, they right on it. And if y'all work well together, then one person can come over, hey, look what you need. All right, come on, let's do it. Let's knock this out, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to drop this, put this on. Hey, put that in the window. Hey, put that in the oven. Let me get 2 salads. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think you have to work with that one older vet that's been doing it.
Right.
That can kind of like
walk you through,
put you under their wing until you're ready to fly on your own. And then it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. And even like communicating during is a big thing.
That's huge.
Because even if I'm prideful, don't help me. But I will say, yo, ticket 12, 13, slow down. Go slow. So I'm communicating. I'm letting y'all know, like, I'm a little behind.
Right.
I'm not going to ask for help, but I am going to say, add an extra 2 minutes. Hold me down that way.
Right. Right. No, that's perfect.
Yeah. So
that's perfect.
Communicate, stay calm, figure out different ways to break the tension. Mine was laughter. So, like, it's little tips and tricks. Like, and you're not going to get it. Nobody's good the first shot out. And the first time on your line, nobody's good.
No.
Nobody is good. But for the most part, people turn great.
No, yeah.
If you want it bad enough, you'll be great. It's just a timing thing. So, what we got, man? Time for tales?
Is it?
Is it? I think so, man. Is it?
Damn. Already?
Yeah, bro. Listen.
After tails, that's pretty much it.
Listen,
all right, let's
we
do
can
it.
Stretch our tails. Depending on what the tails is, we can stretch it out, bro. We like.
Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go first because mine's is.
Oh,
yeah.
You coming out swinging?
Troll, am I?
So I'm trying to figure out how I could do this. So I'm trying to remember what you said that made me think of the tails, pride and all that stuff.
That was like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So I used to work for this chef. Now this chef was from Europe.
Okay.
He had a completely different way of looking at it.
Is this the bull? If you hit a deer, call me?
Yeah. Same bull. They got a completely different way of how they teach culinary. I will give him credit though. In the beginning, when we first met, he ain't like me. I kind of knew why.
Right.
But I will thank him because the monster I became was in spite of him. I was like, I hate you so much. I'm going to be good just to spite you. And he did everything to break me.
Okay.
And he couldn't break me. So, we earned each other's respect. This is the one day I lost the respect for him. We have this party. And it's pretty much like a past hors d'oeuvre, stationary thing, like appetizers, nothing crazy.
Okay.
So one of the dishes was meatballs. Okay. Black people, which means no pork.
Oh, man.
I know what he was me looking at it now compared to back then, he was trying to save money. Mixed, like ground meat when it's mixed with pork and beef is cheaper than just beef.
Yeah.
Or ground pork when they do the chicken beef pork mix, it's really
it's almost like you cutting it.
Yeah.
It's like the chicken with red meat.
Yeah. So we go to EO meeting, which is like we go over the bankers we got coming for the week. So the sales lady, she was like, absolutely no pork for this party. Absolutely not. But this is before we found out it was black. It was a black party. We getting everything together. I go in the room to see where I'm putting everything. And I see people walking in. And I was like, oh, shit. It's black people. Like, real black.
Okay.
I said, I don't think we should serve this. Like, not for this party. And he was like, what do you mean? So I was like, we shouldn't serve that. Like, we got ground beef. I'll make the meatballs real quick. Like, I could at least get the first round out. And then we all can help to do the rest. But I don't think we should. And he's like, it's okay. Nobody know. At that moment, I was like, man, fuck no. We not doing that. Switch that whole thing up. So I made the first round. We had a big ass freezer. I'm like, it gotta be something in here. So I moved 2 boxes out of the way, 2 cases of meatball beef. I was like, thank God. Put them shits out. He's like, why the meatballs come out late? Cause I was like, I forgot to put them in the oven. But I was like, I can't believe he did. I was like, I'm not doing that, yo.
Right.
Gotta have some type of standard, some type of code.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And
it can't always be about dollars and cents.
How he was taught, every dollar count. And I was like, nah, bro, I gotta have some type of standard with myself. Yeah. Especially like me, I was just coming into my own. And then sure enough, his story ended. So that happened. Salesperson goes, I don't even know how she found out. It's like the kitchen was tight. Probably like the party was on a Friday. That Monday, she was like, did he serve pork out there? I was like, no. And she was like, you sure? I was like, I changed it last minute. So she was like, okay. 2 weeks later, we have a pop-up and it's snowing. It snowed real bad.
Okay.
My food and beverage director at the time called me. He like, where you at? I'm like, on my way. I'm not supposed to be there till 2. He's like, is there any way you can get here before 2? I was like, yo, I live 45 minutes away. Like, I'll try, but it's snowing outside. I'm not trying to kill myself. So I get there. He's like, where's your boy? I'm like, he didn't come in this morning? He's supposed to be there at 8. He's like, he's not here now. So I was like, oh shit. He came in at 3 o'clock drunk as shit. And then the next week, he got clipped 2 hours before a 400 people party.
They timing be impeccable.
I'm like, y'all knew this morning. Y'all could at least call me and be like, by the way, I think you should come in early today because you got to do this party by yourself.
That's wild, yo.
So, yeah, bro. What you got?
So, this is back at the gig.
The spot.
This is the spot where the block was hot. The title of my tales this week is called...
You guys stop doing that because I laugh at the titles and I'm already getting called Mr. Giggles.
Well, you know. But you said by me giving it a title, it gives it more substance.
It does.
So, you know.
Do your thing, man.
So...
Your titles be funny.
The title is called The Ice Cream Conundrum.
Okay.
Now, you were still here when this story took place.
I remember.
I don't know if you remember exactly, but I'm painting the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember how the food carts was set up in the kitchen?
Was it?
It was
4
like,
and then the 1 off on the side?
It was.
Or was it 3 and then 2?
No, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 off to the side, and then 5.
5 was off to the side.
6.
That was it, 6.
No, it was 8 of them because remember each floor you had 4 floors.
Was it 8?
Yeah, 4 floors, and you had a north side cart and a south side cart, so it was 8 carts. So here
the fact, I got you. I remember now. But the fact we was doing 2 at like pulling 2.
It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, yeah. It was shaped like an L.
It shaped like a U.
Was it a U?
It was a U.
Okay, yeah. The fact that we was pulling 2 of them joints at a...
Yeah, you was pushing one and pulling the other one. Yeah. So
them drums was heavy.
Oh my God, it was heavy. So the 2 carts off to the side. Remember that back door that led out into that creepy ass back hallway?
Yeah.
So did you know up that hallway was like an extra locker room like that nobody used anymore?
I didn't know. I thought that was a different part of...
It was so much stuff back there that was out of use because it wasn't a full-fledged hospital anymore.
Right.
The morgue was back there and everything.
I did know that was back there. And then did you know that there was a pharmacy back there too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah. So, as soon as you went out those doors, you had that big-ass set of double doors right there. You know that was ours.
What?
That was the kitchen's supply room. That room was huge.
I didn't know that.
All types of china and cutlery and catering equipment, glasses, everything was in that room from when they used to have stuff back in the day.
Right.
but it was a big ass freezer, walk-in freezer, big ass freezer in that storeroom, and that's where they kept all the ice cream at.
Oh, they were smart to keep it away from us.
So every
I
now
could
and
eat ice cream
again,
back then too.
when orders came in, ice cream would come in, and that's where the ice cream went. And it was this one day in particular. I'm putting the order away. Got all this fucking ice cream to put away. Go in the fucking freezer. There's no space for anything. But I gotta fucking figure out where this shit is gonna go, and I cannot put it in the freezer in the kitchen. You know how small that freezer was.
You could touch both.
Yeah, like where was it gonna go? So I'm struggling to figure out where it's going to go. I got this shit jam packed. The door is not closing all the way because Floss. I think she had to have made a mistake. She had to have ordered, instead of ordering one order, she doubled up for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, she might have accidentally hit.
Yeah, so now I'm looking like, where's this shit gonna go, yo? I mean, I got ice cream sitting out, ice cream starting to melt. Like, it's bad. It's a bad joint all the way around. I took 2 of them.
Okay.
Start giving them Jones out. I just started giving out ice cream.
What?
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. I'm just giving out. I'm the ice cream man. I'm Mr. Softy in that joint. I'm just giving out.
Master P for real.
I'm just giving out ice cream. Because I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, Flaws, where can I put this?
I had already asked her. She didn't know. We only had those 2 freezers. She hit me, she gave me the figure it out face. So that was me figuring it out.
I don't think she wanted you to give them away though.
But to me, it had to have been extra because we never ordered that much ice cream and we didn't have anything coming up that would call for us to have this much ice cream. So like you said, she probably hit the button twice, didn't realize it. Bruh, when I tell you, now you know how that kind of ice cream comes in. It's the rectangle box, got like 10 ice creams in it. Bro, you know how many boxes of ice cream came in?
How many?
Like 60.
Why?
With ice cream already in the freezer.
Yeah, it was definitely an accident.
So I could fit 40 in there, and that's packed. What am I doing with the other 20? Gave them bitches out.
You probably was a man that day.
What? They love me for that.
Oh my God, thanks, man. It's so delicious.
Yeah, but then they was in there crop dusting the rest of the day. Yeah, like...
Sound like a reggaeton record.
Yo. Yeah. Them hallways was twanging.
Bro, I can only imagine. Yo. Only imagine. Yeah. Have you ever messed up an order that way? Like, tripled up with something?
No.
Hey, you on point.
Because when I put orders in, I go over them Jones before I hit submit.
Yeah, but sometimes, you make a mistake.
Now, I would order extra stuff sometimes on purpose. Like, for me.
As a man, I funded a couple Thanksgivings. You feel me?
Man, listen. What?
Bruh, listen. When I was at the hotel, because the pricing was so good, and then we would get the rebates, I used to be like, sometimes I order extra shit, and then other times I'd be like, yo, go ring in the ocean spray juices, right? Ruby Red, grapefruit juice, my favorite juice. Mm-hmm. In the store, the one container is what, like $6?
Yeah.
With the rebates and everything we was getting back, the case of 8 was $18.
Damn.
I'm like, ring that up for me. Let's go home with me, like Filet McNones.
That's what I do now, though. Sometimes, like, I don't put orders in or whatever, but I definitely reap the benefits of
for sure.
when stuff comes in. Mm-hmm. And I've been there now long enough to know. That's that's about to grow legs. Like, yo, don't even put that away. Just sit that to the side.
Right there, yeah. Just put it in the walk-in.
But that's it.
That's it, man.
This was I ain't gonna lie. This was a solid John. I'm proud of our first episode with actual footage.
And guys, so for the listeners, we will be getting a Patreon. And part of the gift from us to you guys with the Patreon is, if you're a part of Patreon, you will get the video version. If you do not have a Patreon, you'll just have to look for the clips. So there you have it.
Yeah. And to double back real quick before we go, the part of the Q&A that I was saying when I alluded to our viewers and listeners.
Sure.
What I mean is, now that you'll be able to see us, along with because like I said before on a previous episode, if y'all have some tales that y'all want us to share,
For sure.
DM us, email us, whatever the case, and if we can, we'll read your tale. But also, just like the Ask a Chef, if you have any Ask a Chef related questions that you want us to read during our Q&A segment, if we can, we will, and it's going to make it a little
interactive.
It's going to make it more interesting now that, again, you'll actually be able to see us read your question on the show.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to listen to it, but it's something totally different to see it.
Yeah. I mean, by now, like, you got the TikTok, the Food Joint podcast on TikTok.
We all over the place.
Yeah, bro, we there, man.
We are all over the place,
man. And things are looking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told you 3 to 6.
Yeah.
And we out of here.
So until next week, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll get with y'all. Peace.
Howdy.
The best revenge is to become the person that nobody thought you would be able to become. And that can hit hard for everyone because everybody is at everybody's on their own journey.
Right.
But everybody is someplace in the mix.
Yeah.
And, you can be closer to attaining your goal. You can just be starting. You could have fallen off and you got to start over. Whatever your situation is, there's people that will always try to find a way to remind you that no matter how hard you try, you'll never elevate or this is who you are. But that doesn't have to be true.